Shan, for such a lovely introduction, and good evening to everybody. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'd like to thank Literature Alliance Scotland for inviting me to come along and share with you what's been happening in Scotland's libraries. I do have a little clicker here, so hopefully it will, yep, it's working, great stuff. Before we move on to talk about the libraries, I'd like to tell you a little bit about SLIC, which is the Scottish Library and Information Council. SLIC was established in 1991 to be the independent advisory body to the Scottish Government in all matters relating to libraries. It's an independent company, limited by guarantee, and it's also a registered charity. It's a membership organisation and draws members from local authority library services, higher education and FE library services, and special interest libraries, such as the Scottish Poetry Library and the library at the Royal Botanical Gardens in Edinburgh. Scotland's public libraries have a strong reputation across the globe. Scotland was an early leader in the public library movement, and the Public Libraries Scotland Act was adopted in 1867. Not long before the world's first Carnegie Library opened in Dunfermline in 1880. The Victorians understood the importance of access to libraries for all, and that libraries matter. Andrew Carnegie himself stated, "A library outranks any other one thing that a community can do to benefit its people. It's a never-failing spring in the desert." And it's against this backdrop that I'm happy to celebrate Scotland's public libraries today. We all know the public sector has experienced a difficult decade on the back of austerity. However, despite this, public libraries' currency has remained high. This year alone, we've seen new or refurbished libraries open in Wick, Granton, Banff, Denny, Loanhead, and of course we should not forget the £4 million refurbishment at the Dunfermline Carnegie Library. Next year we'll see capital investment in Partick, Cardonald and Castlemilk libraries in Glasgow, a new library in Straven in South Lanarkshire, and a new relocated central library for Paisley will commence being built. I'd like to share some key facts about published statistics in relation to Scotland's public libraries. Scotland's public libraries are the most popular service which local government provides. Scotland has a network of over 500 public libraries, and to put this into context, this network is more prevalent than McDonald's drive-thrus and Greggs bakeries combined. That's the second mention for Greggs tonight, can you believe it? In the 2015-16, Scotland's public libraries welcomed over 42 million visitors. That's more people visiting public libraries than attended Scottish Premier League football matches or went to the cinema. People choose to use public libraries. They're not required to visit them. Over 3 million hours of free public internet was accessed during this time frame, and almost 20 million items were borrowed from libraries, with children borrowing over 6 million books. Commercial companies would consider their brand successful with this level of representation across Scotland and this level of uptake. So what makes Scotland's public libraries different from their counterparts elsewhere? Back in 2015, the Scottish Government, in partnership with COSLA, launched Scotland's first public library strategy, Ambition and Opportunity. It spans 2015 to 2020 and narrates the importance of public libraries under 6 key strategic aims. These are reading, literacy and learning, digital inclusion, economic well-being, social health and well-being, culture and creativity, and public sector excellence. We are fast approaching 2018, so what has this strategy delivered so far, and what difference has this made? In the first year of the strategy, an additional £2.3 million was attracted to public libraries to roll out free Wi-Fi across Scotland in all libraries, to introduce 3D printers to all library services, to ensure Family Learning Initiative Read Write Count is available in public libraries, to introduce code clubs for children in all public libraries, and also pilot 6 targeted film education projects through public libraries. These are just some highlights in addition to the many local projects which have been funded through the Scottish Government's Public Library Improvement Fund. To ensure equity of access to information and knowledge, Ambition and Opportunity highlighted the need for a single library card for Scotland. The public have always been able to register for visitor figures from other local authority areas. However, it's a cumbersome process, so the single library card proposal just makes it easier. And you heard from the Minister earlier on this evening that she launched the pilot in Aberdeen last week. The strategy reinforces the role and importance of accessing library services from a young age to ensure that every child in Scotland has the best start in life. Through Ambition and Opportunity, Every Child a Library member was piloted and then evaluated by the Robert Gordon University. This has paved the way for the rollout of Every Child a Library member, where we see children born in Scotland receiving their library card when they're just a few days old. Ambition and Opportunity has promoted that the library is a place in the community to access information. Increasingly, we're seeing libraries work with national agencies such as Macmillan and the Department of Work and Pensions to facilitate access to information, which is fundamental to people's lives. Libraries support emerging businesses, and to that end, not only will Scotland's public libraries support new businesses by providing access to information, funding has also been forthcoming to develop a network of co-working spaces in libraries across Scotland. Scotland's public libraries have moved with the times and offer online services which you can access via your library card without going into the library building itself. Downloadable e-books, e-magazines, e-audiobooks, e-comics, music and film are now all available through library websites. The public no longer view libraries as the place where the transactions take place. They visit their libraries for the range of experience on offer. And I wanted to include this slide for the quote that you can all see up here. The Minister, whom we heard from earlier, often refers to public libraries as being the communal living room in the community. That trusted space cannot be undervalued. Libraries offer spaces for people to come together, to discuss books, to read, to think, to create, to experiment, to learn, and to have fun. Nowhere else offers this. I mentioned 3D printers earlier on. For a lot of people, their first experience of a 3D printer will be at their local library. Library staff can support the public to learn how to print in 3D, very much a tool of the 21st century, and something which over the passage of time we'll come to have in our own homes. Having this trusted space in the community to discover 3D printing is vital for people, just as back in 2000 the library was a trusted space to learn how to use computers, a function which libraries still offer as a core service, as digital literacy is a core skill. I know some of you who've been here earlier on will have had the chance to see South Lanarkshire Libraries demonstrating their 3D printer at the back of the hall, but if you've not managed to have a chance to have a look at it yet, I'm sure the staff will be available later on to show you how to use it. I mentioned film literacy earlier. In a world which we experience visually, it's so important for people to understand and learn from and use film. The film education pilot which Scottish Libraries has undertaken with Creative Scotland has underlined why film literacy is important and fundamental to all. Moving forward, we see film literacy as a core offer that will be offered from libraries. The focus on ambition and opportunity has brought the public library offer to life, and also being recognised as being pivotal in how libraries are perceived. The Minister mentioned earlier on about the development of a national strategy for school libraries, which obviously is at a very early stage at the moment. But I think it's a real recognition that the government has been listening to the various bodies that have been campaigning on the value of libraries, and in particular value for schools and libraries. In support of the school library, the Scottish Government has also announced a school library improvement fund of £1 million over 3 years. So that's new funding going towards school libraries. And we've also seen the introduction of standards for school libraries through the development of How Good is Our School Library, which now has been adopted as of August 2017 by schools across Scotland. So you'll gather from what has been said that yes, libraries matter to support access to books and reading materials for all the reasons mentioned above. However, libraries also view literacy in different mediums as being equally important, and supporting literacy, digital literacy and film literacy are essential components as we move through the 21st century. So by way of trying to bring some of what I've shared with you to life, I've got a little film that I'd like to share with you before Shan comes back up and introduces the next person. So thank you very much.
Scotland's public libraries are as popular today as when they were first established. With 40 million visits each year, public libraries are the most popular civic resource that local government offers. They outstrip attendance at league football matches and cinema visits, attracting a footfall that many commercial organisations would envy. For every £1 of public money invested in libraries, they deliver up to £8 worth of benefit to the community, making them exceptionally good value for money too. Our public libraries are a vital part of every community, providing access to ideas, information and knowledge. They're about much more than books. They empower and inspire people and communities, and they make a huge contribution to Scotland's economic and skills development, education, culture and heritage. They offer a range of modern and much needed services. Downloadable e-books and e-magazines and online databases complement book lending. Book clubs and reading sessions strengthen reading, literacy and learning. Everyone has access to digital information through free internet access, public workstations and online resources. Libraries help improve the economic well-being of communities by hosting jobs clubs, small business hubs and welfare support and guidance. Working in partnership with other organisations and voluntary services, libraries offer a safe and trusted setting for support groups and community interest groups. Culture and creativity reaches people of all backgrounds through performances, projects and exhibitions. Scotland's libraries are well loved, trusted and valued places, contributing to all aspects of life. As a nation, we are rightly proud of our strong tradition of public library provision. Let's work together to enhance our public libraries and build on a flourishing service that's vital to communities and ensure it remains relevant for years to come.